This is The Dime with Skye D. Great show tonight. Been off for a couple weeks. Got the energy all stacked up and ready to go. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into One Truth, One Lie. Got a good guest coming out here in a little bit, Marty and we're going to have a cool conversation. So here's One Truth, One Lie. All right. The first one is this great story where a third grade teacher in Minnesota, he was working in the old inner city school, not the greatest school, and the school's short on janitors and stuff, so they ask the teachers to kind of take turns, just once a week or something. They take a tour around the school after work and see if any trash to be picked up. This guy's looking around and everything. He sees this bag in the bushes, looks a little suspicious, grabs this paper bag, opens it up, and there's just all sorts of random cash in there. Ends up adding up to like $12,000. So this guy, being a good Samaritan and a teacher and everything like that, goes ahead and marches it straight to the cops and says, "This is what I found. I found this in the bushes at my school." "Oh, thanks a million, guy. Not too many people would have done that. Most people would have kept the money and that whole bit." So he goes back to his house, feeling good about himself. Coming to find out, his house had been burglarized that day. Okay, and also come to find out that this guy on the side was into a few shady things, and he happened to have a lot of cash around the house. And sure enough, it was his cash that had been taken from the house, put in that paper bag, and for whatever reason discarded in those bushes. So the guy ends up turning in his own cash from his house that was robbed earlier that day. All right. The second story is this. It involves a fourth grade teacher in the state of Nevada. She's there way late one night, and this is a school I guess did have a janitor. She's there. It's 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and the janitor's about to make his final rounds and clean all the classrooms. Well, 100% of the time, I guess all the teachers were gone by 8 or 9 o'clock, and the janitor, what he'd do is he'd play some music over the PA system, over the loudspeakers. So on this particular night, he decides to play a little Guns N' Roses "Welcome to the Jungle." Okay, so this fourth grade teacher is in her room, unbeknownst to this guy again. He's bumping it over the intercom, which is coming through every room in the school. So here she is grading papers late at night and stuff, and I don't know if you're familiar with that song, but the way it comes in, you push play and it goes, "You're in the jungle, baby! You're gonna die!" And so this woman hears this over the intercoms and just freaks out and locks her door and starts barricading it with the heaviest desk and every desk she could find. Calls the police from her school line. The police show up and she explains it to them, and all just a big misunderstanding because the janitor was rocking out. Okay, so hopefully those are entertaining. One of them is true, one of them is not, and we'll find out soon enough. All right, so recently I'm in my kitchen getting a glass of water from the sink, and I hear this little thud on the window, and I see this movement, and I look into the window, and what has happened is this pretty big beetle has flown into this nice sticky spider web. Well, let's have a look. So I'm in my kitchen sink one night, not too long ago. Some National Geographic stuff starts unfolding right outside the window. This spider, which I've been noticing on the window for a while, I named him Osvaldo, finally caught something in its web. It was this feisty, dense, heavy brown beetle that was ready for a fight. The spider just machine, like boom, right to it and just starts doing his thing. So coordinated, so full of life and energy. You could see how a fly in this situation would just have zero chance. But this thing was probably the weight of 10 flies at least. And with the 6 powerful legs wiggling constantly, this game was a pick'em. The spider's got to be thinking, damn, I was fishing for a trout and I caught a whale. But nonetheless, it's just on attack mode. So after a little bit, the spider tries to tug the thing up into the heart of its web, but to no avail. So it's right back at it. Like a 6-armed robot in an automobile factory in Detroit. No signs of fatigue, just going crazy. Another few minutes pass, and again the spider tries to tug the beetle, who must be twice his own weight, at least. But again, it's not working. This thing's just going at it. I'm admiring both of them. The spider is overmatched, didn't want this, but it's just intense precision going at it. And the Beetle's like, oh, no, no way. I mean, I didn't really see an end in sight to this thing, so after a while I just opened the window, the spider took off to safer grounds, and once it was free of constant bombardment, the Beetle released itself from the web within a few seconds. Crazy deal. No one wants to die, you know. Alright, so here we are with the one and only Marty Tatishi.
How's it going?
Thank you very much, sir, for joining me on my show here. So Marty and I have known each other quite a while. We actually grew up about a pitching wedge from each other on good old Shirley Drive, and Marty's been in a lot of things since those days. He's coaching basketball, coaching high school girls basketball. He's a teacher at local elementary school. You just got back from Australia, man. How was that?
It was incredible. It's something that I've never experienced because I've never been outside the country besides went to Mexico this year too, but just the people, it's fantastic weather, the food is it's right on, obviously right on the ocean, so the seafood is just, I mean, I had teppanyaki and, we had sushi every night, and, we had some kangaroo. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's just, just different cultures, so.
For sure. I've actually heard that in Australia, because meat is cows are more sparse than kangaroos, McDonald's, don't they have a McRoo? Or is that just a story?
I think that's just a story. I didn't see any McRoos when I was in there. Oh. We would have definitely tried one, but no, the meat's more expensive. It's just more expensive to live there. But it's
as
actually...
opposed to California? Your competitive nature takes you over to McClatchy, where you began coaching freshman girls, is that correct?
Yep, I did a year of coaching when I was in Santa Barbara, and then...
Where you went to college?
Where I went to college at UC Santa Barbara. Gaucho.
Oh, so, yeah. Same with Jim Rome, right?
Yep, Jim Rome, Brian Shaw.
Okay.
A couple of famous alumni. But yeah, then I came to McClatchy and just wanted to be in coaching, just wanted to be around, athletics and basketball. I love basketball. Basketball has kind of given me a lot of discipline. I played basketball and I wasn't very tall. And just loved the game and just loved to be around the sport, so I wanted to give back and start coaching. So been doing that for a while now.
And then McClatchy ended up over at Indercombe High School.
Yeah. I was waiting for my big break to, coach varsity, and that was always my goal. So went to Indercombe. There was a brand new school starting, so it was my own program, my own tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things
sure
that...
would be nice.
Yeah, you can't... you can never really imagine that you would do, because not a lot of high schools always pop up. They don't pop up too often. You're the first coach. Like if you had like Indercombe history, who's their first girls basketball coach? It's me.
Tatishi.
I have the most wins in history. I have the most losses in history.
All right, so learned a lot about my boy Marty Tatishi here in his last couple of minutes. Marty, you also have had a lot of interesting stories come from your bouncing days. Now, this guy's 5'2". I mean, he's obviously built like like an ox here, but he's been at some of the Sacramento's most dangerous, if you want to say, clubs, and throwing people out here for the last year or two. How's that been treating you?
Yeah, that's I guess polar opposite of being a teacher.
No, I guess one big difference from teaching and bouncing was you can't really put kids in something you call the iron claw.
Oh yeah, the iron claw. You grab them by the nose and throw them out the club. It
doesn't involve the mouth.
Yeah, well, your two knuckles go into the nose, and then you drag them by the lip out of the club or whatever.
Holy. Okay, so the time has arrived where my man Marty is gonna take a guess at which one of the stories is true and which one is a lie. So, which one do you believe is correct?
I think I'm gonna go with that being the truth, that he turned his own money in.
He turned his money in.
That's the truth.
Is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Now's your chance. Make your decision quickly. Okay, so Marty was wrong. He outthought himself as I led him into my little trap there. Okay, so time has run out on us quickly. Marty, thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it was
pleasure,
fun.
Man. And thank you guys for tuning in. As always, please subscribe to me up there in the corner. Thanks a lot again. And here's tonight's sponsor of our show. See you soon. Fifth String is the epicenter of all your guitar needs, from lessons to accessories. Visit them on the corner of Alhambra and J Street.